So this is today's route. We're starting off at Seathwaite and then we're going to walk round and get to Grey Knotts. From Grey Knotts we're going to trek down to Brandreth, and then from Brandreth it's a good old hike all the way along to Great Gable, and then of course up to Great Gable. Once we get to the top of Great Gable, it's a bit of a wander down to Base Brown, and then all the way back down to the campsite down Base Brown, which I tell you now was an absolute killer, really steep. So I get all my routes from a website called walkingenglishman.com. I'll put a link down there in the description. You can basically do the complete Wainwrights in 36 walks. So that's pretty good. So we jumped in the car, headed towards the Lake District, and went to look for Seathwaite Farm, where we'd booked ourselves to camp up for a couple of nights. And there it is, Seathwaite Farm. That's where we're stopping. I'll put a link down there in the description so you can go and check out Seathwaite Farm's website. Little Monty boy there. We've got the car. We've come fully loaded today. I mean, we've got drones, cameras, laptops, we've got a fridge in here, we've got a power bank, I've got a full memory foam mattress, I've got my quilt from home, Monty's dog bed, we've got juice, we've got chairs, we've got water, we've got every single thing. You know, little Mons. Whoa, he's a good boy. He's a good boy. So I woke up in the morning and I started cooking breakfast, and then out the blue Monty decided to be sick all over my quilt. He was fine for the rest of the day. He just decided he was going to make things difficult. So anyway, that tent you see there is now a crime scene. But ultimately we got it sorted out. I had a bit of breakfast, a bit of lentil and bacon soup. We had one little last glance around, and then we turned round and we headed straight up there. Eventually we come to a wall, and rather than sort of go down and find the path and everything, I just launched Monty over the wall and then launched myself over, and then we just started trekking until we got to Grey Knotts and we climbed up that. Oh yeah! Okay, so that behind us there is Grey Knotts. So that's the first Wainwright that we are doing today. That's 1 of 5. Oh, we dropped our water, filled ourselves up 2 litres of water, which was just about enough to get us round, and we dropped it. So I should point out, really, we did have other water. It was just a bottle that was on the back of my bag that I didn't screw up properly, and when I put my rucksack down, when we had to hop over that wall, I spilt it everywhere. But we did have more. If we didn't, we would have had to maybe turn back because it was a really hot day. So we got to the top of Brandreth and the Great Gable came into view. And when I first saw it, I was like, oh, we've got to climb that now. It looks very, very daunting. Absolutely glorious day. A bit windy, but you know what I mean? I'm not cold. It's lovely. That's where we're going up there. And as you can see, we sort of wind straight forward from where we are now, and then it's going to go across a bit, And I don't know if you can see, there's a little bit up there, like a pathway that goes up to that bottom right corner, and then it's just a big massive slog all the way to the fucking top, which doesn't look fun at all, but I'm sure it will be. Why else do we put ourselves into these positions? Must get some enjoyment out of it. Daunting but doable. We're going up the edge there. Straight forward, swing a left, straight up to the top. So the view was so amazing on the way up, it would have been rude not to sit down for 5 minutes and check it out. Monty, you ready? So at this point we were almost at the top. Couldn't quite believe we'd come so far. Monty was an absolute little trooper, tail wagging the whole way. Not a problem for him, absolutely bossed it. So at this point the massive boulder field appeared, and we realised to get up there we were literally going to have to just hop along these rocks. So we got to the top, and it's a bit of an anticlimax for yourselves because there was a lot of people up there. I don't like having the camera out waving it around when there's people up there, families, etc. People don't want to be filmed. So we just stomped the last bit up, sort of nodded to a few people, and then we carried on down the other side. A bit windy, but we're down the other side of the Great Gable now. We've done it. How are you doing, little Mons? You're ready to go back down there? Back down yonder? Get some din-dins when we get there, yeah. So we stomped it to the top of Base Brown, at which point looked down, and what could I see? The campsite. So I got all excited because I thought we were nearly there. But I tell you what, Base Brown was horrible getting down. Absolutely horrible. I mean, just look at the state of that. Coming down that was just something else. Forget Great Gable. That's in the past now. We've got to get down this thing. Well, I can tell you now, I put my camera away and I just concentrated on getting down. But the way you go down is past this beautiful waterfall. So I've got some great drone footage of the waterfall to show you next. So we eventually got to the bottom, back to the tent. I made a bit of food. Monty was not looking happy. He was just looking knackered, and he was looking at me like, we have to stay in that tent again. And I thought, after the drama in the morning of him being sick everywhere, it probably wasn't a good idea. So we packed the car up before dark and we got back on the motorway. We got ourselves home, and that was the end of our adventure. Until next time.